in 1995, my dad called me into the room. I was age 15 and I just finished high school. And he told me three things. He said, son, I do not have any fund to send you to a university. So you will have to be going to a 3-year vocational education. So following the summer of that year, I became a student of Government Technical College in Abeokuta, Nigeria. That tells you where I come from originally. And he also handed me a book titled Think and Grow Rich, authored by Napoleon Hill. That single act, when I graduated 3 years after in 1999 with a diploma, led to a series of events that has made me to have the privilege of being right in front of you guys today. I have had the privilege to travel to about 17 countries. I've lived in 2 of them, South Africa, right after the World Cup was hosted in 2010. And I've been living in the United States since 2014. And I gave you these instances because the biggest challenge today among teenagers and young adults is the lack of practical life skill and direction. And that's the reason why my organization, Midas Football Academy, was inspired by. Working in broadcasting, I have the privilege of getting mentored by a lot of people. Some of them are actually in this room also that still mentor me till this day. I'm very, very open to that, and that's one thing I really focus on. And what inspired all of that was because after my first job as a broadcast technician, that was what I was recruited to be, a broadcast technician. I had a chief engineer that saw me and said, son, you are not going to be an engineer. So he transferred me from engineering department to the production department. And from production, I started covering sports and news, specifically football. I call it football intentionally, but I know right in this room we know it as soccer. And covering soccer led to my deepest passion, which is why I do what I do today. When I came to the US, I've had stints with Amazon, with FedEx, and in 2017, I found a purpose again. I started working with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and my first bill, which I actually published in my second book, which is just going to be in the market, was something that I'm still trying to recover from. It's not something I've ever seen in my life. I encountered this 16-year-old young man looking so confused in his bunk, and after that particular incident, I talked to him, even though as a correctional officer, we're actually given a time to talk to this inmate. The maximum you can do is a minute, and you need to keep it going. But after I started seeing this particular one, I kept seeing more and more of them. So I started asking the question, what is the problem? I noticed that most of them are lacking that basic mentorship. And if you look at the data today, in the state of Texas alone, we have well over 140,000 folks incarcerated. As of 2022, that's the data for 2022. About 68% of people that are incarcerated come back to prison less than 6 months, even when they are released back into the world. 15% of youth that are serving in the Texas juvenile system today are murder victims. They killed someone that made them to come into the prison. So definitely we have a generational crisis in our hands. And what I noticed is that a lot of people only talk about this problem. People just watch it on the news, they don't do anything about it. So I figure, what can I do? I have an experience in sports, I've seen it at the highest level. How can I contribute? And of course, working in the criminal justice system also strengthened my leadership position. So we started Midas Football Academy, which is a mission-driven organization with a very simple mission: to inspire the next generation and build for success. That's how we call it. So we have a variety of programs. So one of them, we target Aspire, and what we do basically is once a month, we bring in young adults and teenagers into a room for a mentorship session, and we provide them with resources that they can use to transition from that adolescent age to a very successful teenagers. We provide them with training on vocations that they can go learn, because some of them, they just get stuck in the telephone. They don't do anything right after school because they feel that's all it is. Also, we have Midas Football Academy, which is a training center that we do 3 times a week. We teach them soccer, kids ages 5 and 14. So every week, on Tuesday and Wednesday nights from 6 p.m., you're going to see us at the 4-Bend Community Center. We train an hour of soccer, and 30 minutes of it, we provide mentorship. We talk to them, we ask them questions of what they're dealing with, and we have that exchange. And the third thing that we do is a new program. It's called the Houston Futures Mentorship Program. And that is for us to partner, we link with mentors. Some of you are in here that are in the industry, in any kind of vocation. We merge a teenager with you for him or her to talk to you whenever he needs to talk to someone. Because sometimes that's all that is needed. Somebody to talk to when the need arises. But we have a bigger vision. The bigger vision, of course, is for us to build a 33-acre facility where we can actually have about 120 boys and girls ages 13 to 18 years old. That's the biggest vision we have. And we pour into them for 5 years because that's actually the most endangered stage of their life. So when they come into our facility, when you are graduating at the age of 18, you are either signing your first professional contract as a soccer player, or you are going to the college on scholarship. We have partnered with colleges at the moment, and we hope as we continue to grow, we're just 2 years old, we'll continue to have more of them. Or more importantly, you're coming out with a vocational license in 3 ever-demanding fields that I have seen over and over again. One of them is auto engineering. I drive a 13-year-old vehicle. It always needs a fixing every now and then, and some folks actually decided to do that as well. So that is an industry that will always need help. So we believe that that particular area, kids need help in it. And the second field is fashion design. We all are putting on clothing here, sold by someone. Someone made us that particular clothes, and we feel there's so much thing that can be done in that particular industry. The third one is my background, which is broadcasting. It's a very broad industry. Radio, TV, internet. We're going to be providing training for them there. That's our grandest vision. But we know that that's a long-term goal. But for us to get there, we have to get to work. And that's what we do at the moment. But we cannot do it without your help. We need your help, first and foremost, to volunteer. Volunteering is very, very important. We need volunteer coaches. We need mentors. We need people that can actually be ambassadors for what we do. Soccer is what I know, and at the moment I've been learning about leadership since I was 19. So I believe it's also one of the biggest things that many of these kids lack. Secondly, you can donate to us. We are a 501c3 organization. Donation is welcome. Our vision to build a facility is not going to be a cheap one, but we also believe that it can happen, and we are willing to do the work. I think I provide the leadership for the organization to propel it to that stage, and I also have a lot of amazing people that are already working with us to make that dream a reality. And more importantly, we need people that can actually give us, at the moment, facility for us to train. Because right now, the facility we train at the Four Corners Community Center, we pay for it. We pay about $60 an hour, and most of the time we don't have money to pay for it. So we have to move to one side of the field when the kids show up and continue to do what we have to do. At the moment, we have about 38 boys in the academy, and 20 of them have no father in their life. I am the first dad they see. Alongside, I'm glad my brother is in here. Mr. Seiko is one of the mentors that serve for us. He does it freely at his time. He just come and support the boys. And we need constant help for these boys. Of course, we welcome ladies as well, but because every time they see us, all they see is boys, we've not had the female stay. They're going to come with 1 or 2 training sessions and they leave. But we know both boys and girls are in danger. because it is either the boys with the gun or the girls with the early pregnancy. But we know that football and mentorship can really, really change the course of their life. So that's my time. If you have any question, I'll be very, very glad to listen. But I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. So thank you for having me, everyone. Thank you very much.
Your comments, suggestions, and ideas are welcome. Follow Bayonle on all social media platforms at Bayonle Arashi, or visit www.bayonlearashi.com for coaching and speaking engagements. See you next time.